Anybody else? You play Linux? Yeah. So you guys can help me then, because I've been using it for some time, but I still consider myself a newbie. I'm always learning, and I'm always having to rebuild the OS kind of thing. So if I am trying to run, remember that supposedly last week, I was here for the earlier class, but supposedly last week we were talking about building the environment for Mongo, right? And for using, did we talk much about Python? So my thing is to try to get Python and Mongo talking to each other in Linux. And I was going to try to show you guys some of the things I've done. I'm still in, you see I have a bunch of these, I actually have 4 of these. I'm still in the 32-bit genre for what that's worth. And, you know, I guess when, you know, if somebody pays me to make the big leap, I will jump into 64 and Ubuntu 16, you know, but for example, I use Ubuntu. It is the basic shell. I have to install everything myself, but that way the drivers for like USB and printers and you know, iPhone, Android, none of that stuff works. You have to build it all yourself. But by the same token, this is Ubuntu. I get to you know, sort of run the show, and I know what's wrong, I know what's going to clobber and what's going to go down. Another one I use a lot is Kubuntu, which is the KDE form, the GNOME GUI in Ubuntu. I use that one because that does come packaged with some drivers, but for the most part I use Ubuntu on most all my development machines. And so I'm still in kind of the 32-bit arena trying to get everything else, everybody else gets to work for, you know, with all the support I try to get to work. So you'll see me do this right now. And it's kind of a trick. Things are not really straightforward, but I'm going to try to do it. And hopefully we'll get it done. I can give you guys a little bit of demo of getting Python to talk to MongoDB. And yeah, the sky's the limit. So bear with me. What I do is I do pretty much everything in the terminal. That's my, and does anybody know what the terminal is? You know, it's kind of like the command line that you were using for Windows last Monday, right? And does anybody know how to find a path in Linux? Does anybody know?
PWD.
What's that?
PWD.
PWD gives you the working directory, absolutely. But if you want to find an environment, a path in the environment, like how to get where you're at, you know that, which one that is?
To change directories?
Not to change the directory, to find like where, for example, a synaptic link points to. It's like,
I can't remember.
okay, so in Linux it's very simple. I guess it's kind of like path statement, but it's which. So if I which Mongo, right, I do have it installed, and that tells me where I'm pointing to. So if you see there, I have user bin, right, and that's a very significant place in Linux. That's where lots of executables get done. Another one is user local bin, where they let you modify that, and so you have privileges over that one. But so I plop a lot of stuff. What I did one day was I took the tarball that was on the website that Steve gave us, and I just unpacked it, and I took all the binaries and I plopped it right in there because I know that it's in my path. Now, if you look, for example, the environment, right? Anything related to Mongo, there's nothing. If you look for a path, if you echo a path for, you'll see that yes, indeed, my user bin is in there. Now that's very significant. That's how that solves the path problem, which you will have in when you're configuring for Mongo in your on Windows. You have to do that. So another thing that they told you to do was to get your database, right? In other words, you have to have ownership, you have to have privileges, and you have to have a directory where it can dump data, right? And that's where those are where your tables and the database will be. So I have to do that here. And there are tricks. If I simply do like the mongodb, right, it exits and it doesn't work, right? So you have the error. Now let me remember how to do this. Took me a while, I had to gyrate, but there's something I do. I have to override the path requirement, and I'll find it here in just a second. So I use Dolphin. I can solve myself. Sometimes, anyway, the reason I'm having to do this is because for some reason it worked this morning, but when I plugged in the monitor today, it was really lagging on me. It wouldn't go into the processor. So here I have several windows in my file browser. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Docs and where I've been working here recently, and I'm going to go find some stuff that I have been keeping notes on, and I have those theoretically that path. This is my Z51, so I know